nation builders. Get up to 100% commercial property finance to buy, develop, or revamp your business premises. Business Partners Limited, the entrepreneur's financier.
Real estate investment has been on the rise as investors have taken advantage of the historically low interest rates during the COVID-19 pandemic, with both residential and commercial properties in high demand. This trend is particularly apparent amongst established entrepreneurs seeking to secure their own premises without draining cash resources or contributing a large cash deposit. But what exactly does property investment entail, and how can one manage it most effectively? Thank you very much for joining us. COVID-19 has really changed the way that the world operates. And I'm just wondering about real estate in business. Has that changed? What trends have emerged since the pandemic?
The COVID-19 pandemic has definitely had impact in the SME market, negative and certain opportunities that have also flown from the pandemic. And the same can definitely be said from a real estate perspective. We can definitely see that there has been a shift specifically from your commercial and your office type space, where we're definitely seeing an oversupply now to more your industrial warehousing space. And I would definitely attribute that to the work from home and the hybrid model that we're seeing now.
What financing options are available for them to explore?
So we found quite often that buying a property can be very cash flow cumbersome on the SME. So this is something that you have to be very cognizant of as a business owner. So what Business Partners again has done is that we've actually flipped this entire transaction around because of the issues with cash flow. What we've done is that we've found the business cannot afford this type of transaction, or it doesn't actually make financial sense to take their operational capital and stick it into property. So as long as we have a business that can actually afford the installment, we look to fund 100% of the property price, your legal fees, as well as your VAT and your transfer costs. And the beauty of this at the end of the day is that you own a property without it costing you anything upfront, and you are able to retain your operational capital in your business.
Yeah, that brings me into the next component of our discussion, in that what exactly it means to invest in real estate as a business. Is it viable from a cash flow stance to do so, or is it better just to rent a piece of property for the business?
Depending on how far you gear a property or how much debt you can take against that property, it does sometimes happen that your bond installment plus your property related costs can start out higher than what it would have been on your initial rental, okay? But what we do see is that our rentals are subject to annual escalations. And these annual rental escalations are normally higher than the inflation rate. So normally what happens is you're sitting with a flat bond repayment, and that's normally for a period of 10 years, whereas you're sitting with a rising rental payment. And it's normally around year 3, 4, where we actually see a break-even point, and then you're actually saving money on your bond installment.
Okay, then I listen to you and I'm like, okay, I'm going to invest in property as a business owner. The reality of that is that I have to maintain it. All of those things associated with maintaining a property that you've invested in. How does a business owner go about navigating that?
Real estate will come with general maintenance, like many other things, and the worst thing that you could do is let it build up over time. So I would say, if it's possible, build up a little bit of a reserve fund so that you do have that fund available for a rainy day, because let's be honest, those rainy days will come and we need to then fix. Yeah, exactly. Do not let it get worse and worse and worse, because then you're going to sit with a serious problem that could cost a lot of money and ultimately result in you potentially needing to get additional funding to fix.
What are some of the tips that you would have for those who want to get into real estate or real estate owners?
The first benefit to owning your own property at the end of the day is security of tenure. You are protecting yourself from the landlords at the end of the day selling the property from underneath your feet. And at the end of the day, you are building your own brand and your own presence there, so your business will be known for being at that location. So let's be honest, your business premises is an investment. You know, it's an asset. So it should appreciate over time. You can make, break, build as you like without having to get any kind of permission. And then at the same time, you are creating value on your own asset instead of running the risk of creating value on somebody else's asset.
This episode of Future Fit was sponsored by Business Partners Limited, the entrepreneur's financier, proud supporters of SMEs for over 41 years.